Welcome back. Today we're exploring two incredible Greek islands, Delos and Mykonos. Our celebrity cruise ship lucked out with a prime docking spot right in the port. No tenders today, just a short walk along the waterfront, and we were on the ferry to Delos. Delos isn't just another island. It's a place that shaped both the myths and the history of Greece. Legend says this is where the twin gods Apollo and Artemis were born. That made Delos one of the most sacred sites in the ancient world. For centuries, pilgrims came here to worship, and over time, it grew into a bustling hub of trade and culture. At its peak, around the 1st and 2nd centuries BC, thousands of people lived here. Ships filled the harbor. Lavish homes, temples, and mosaics lined the streets. It was the beating heart of the Aegean. But history wasn't always kind to Delos. In 88 BC and again in 69 BC, the island was brutally attacked. Much of the population was killed or enslaved. Trade routes shifted. Pirate raids and earthquakes also took their toll. By the Middle Ages, Delos was almost completely abandoned. What had once been a thriving city was left in silence until archaeologists began uncovering it in the late 1800s. Today, it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and walking here feels like stepping into another time. But let me tell you, the sun was relentless. Even in the morning, the heat was intense. My wife wasn't feeling well, so we sat near the entrance to rest. Another family joined us, and we shared some shade, some water, and a few stories. When she felt better, I wandered off for a short walk on my own. The ruins are vast. Columns, temples, mosaics, remnants of life are everywhere you look. Even though I didn't see it all, I could imagine what it must have been like in its golden age. After Delos, the ferry carried us back to Mykonos, and the vibe couldn't have been more different. Mykonos is beautiful. Narrow, winding streets, whitewashed walls, colorful shutters, flowers on balconies. Every corner looks like a postcard. The energy is warm, lively, and unforgettable.
Gorgeous.
One of the highlights was visiting the famous windmills. Built in the 16th century by the Venetians, they once ground grain using the strong island winds. Today, they stand still, but they've become one of the symbols of Mykonos. From there, we wandered into Little Venice, where the buildings seem to rise right out of the water. We stopped at a spot called Scarpa for a break. It was the perfect place to relax and soak in the charm of Mykonos. Afterwards, we kept strolling. We visited a few small churches, browsed little shops, walked along the beach, and just enjoyed the atmosphere before heading back to the celebrity bus that would take us to the ship.
Ma dove?
Ma dai, ma perché? Cioè, mi devi... No.
Looking back, the day didn't go exactly as planned. We didn't see everything on Delos, but we still had a great day. The quaint streets, the waterfront cafes, windmills that made Mykonos unforgettable. Thanks for joining me on this adventure. I hope you enjoyed exploring the history of Delos and the beauty of Mykonos. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss the rest of our journey on the Celebrity Ascent itinerary.